Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo and you've tuned in to another live edition of Pirillo Picks. It's part of TLDR, the LockerGnome Daily Report. It's a daily broadcast that I do with my patrons, and I answer their questions, I talk about the news, and I also cover a topic, usually a tech topic, in depth. Today, in depth, not in depth. I talk about 3 Facebook bots that I would love, if you didn't know. There are 3 that are, and I think the patrons would agree, the ones that I want sound awesome. I'm kind of biased. Speaking of biased, I gave patrons today an option, those who were tuned in live. Did they want me to do, as the title might suggest, and showcase my Mars Attacks occupation set? Well, I'm speaking good today. I got the full set. I backed it, and Topps is awesome. In fact, I ended up with a discrepancy on one of the cards, and they're going to send a replacement, and they didn't even need photo proof or anything. They knew I was a backer. So I asked if they wanted this or the white or prototype. This Boba Fett. Disney Store exclusive that I got for free, thanks to earning gift cards at go.tagjag.com/free apps. This Boba Fett right here. So happy to have it in my hands. I'll be unboxing this potentially tomorrow because my patrons today wanted this. This is just one of the boxes that the base set came in. I pledged at a level where I could just get, the basics, binder with the cards and a couple of the subsets, and I was fine. I didn't need anything else. I wasn't really chasing anything else. As far as a collector, as far as me being a collector goes, I didn't really want much more than that. Now, in my opinion, this was a very successful crowdfunding project. I back crowdfunding projects all the time, typically in the arena of things that I love. I very rarely, if ever, almost never now, back tech anything. This is obviously not tech. This is far more awesome. Mars Attacks, Occupation. It's a new series. I do believe that other people are going to be able to get it too. They definitely raised the funds that they were looking for. I liked the movie. Can't necessarily say I loved the movie. I liked it a lot. I would still watch it again. I happen to like Tim Burton a lot. I remember seeing Mars Attacks cards back in the day, but never had a set. So let me go ahead and come a little closer. I'm going to keep this box too, by the way. I wish there was an easier way of kind of setting this up. I'm going to use Boba Fett prototype and kind of work my way through this. Boba Fett doesn't mind. He's getting unboxed tomorrow because Nicole, who's one of our patrons, wanted to see the cards. So here you go. The full set. The top Boba Fett prototype. And I set them up like this. They're numbered here, the base set. Sorry that some of the art would appear to be sideways, as it were. And very reflective. It tells a story. And I love the fact that Topps is getting more and more into elevating independent artists, and you certainly see the artists elevated throughout this entire series. I think the art is outstanding. You can definitely tell that they're styled differently. From panel to panel. But this to me is these are works of art. I've always loved non-sport trading cards. I don't know if I'm going to go back and get the other Mars Attacks sets. I might very well do that. I wanted to get a Mars Attacks figure outright, but I wasn't really in love with the design of a lot of the figures that I've seen out there for the Mars Attacks aliens. So I'm probably just going to stick to the cards. And it's so nice to be able to buy a set in full. In fact, I would encourage Topps, if anything, to do something like this again, a crowdfunding campaign, not just for Mars Attacks, maybe a Dinosaur Attacks. I'd love to see that again, and maybe wacky packages, but definitely Garbage Pail Kids. That is my core non-sport trading card fandom. Out of all the cards in the base set, and I think there are 81 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And I like the fact that it's 81 because each one of these sheets, they likely know, has 9 slots. I liked this one. I loved the art style, but I also liked the white border around it. And I also liked the art, the rendering of this particular alien. So it's nice to have those two here on the same page. The other one, they're not bad. I'm not saying that they're bad necessarily. Okay, so then we move into kind of the subsets. Sometimes bonus cards, sometimes more difficult to find or assemble, are certainly worth more. So I'm going to hold this up on the side. We've got factions. So we've got, it's the numbers, by the way, they start and they go like that. So we've got a scientist alien, a science division, And there's the Martian Army. Looks pretty familiar. Tiger Corps, Robot Brigade, etc. So that's nice to learn more about the factions. Could you see that? Was it... Hopefully, and by the way, if I am holding this incorrectly, I do apologize. It is potentially a bit reflective now that the cards are in the sheets, but I'm going to do my best. Occupation profiles. Here we have Drone Bots, Jane, Jules Johnson. We have an eBay auction that is about over that I have to make sure I turn my attention to. What was really cool about their project when they kicked it off was that they had this wonderful animation with Mars Attacks, Aliens, and they actually made cards, like bonus cards that featured the animation. I apologize. See, now you guys can go probably on the internet and see individual cards if you're not getting them yourselves. I mean, there's only so much I can do in a video like this, but I love looking at this stuff. This has always been a fascination of mine and will continue to be. There's a book, the Armageddon Directive, or a card based on the book. There are some promo cards, I believe. Yeah, 3 variants of promo cards there. And also some announcement cards. The one that I was really happy to have, Alien Ian right there, and Leaky Lindsay, Slime Captive, a GPK callback right there. Not just a callback, I mean, he's just absolutely there. And you'll notice there's stuff on the other side of these cards as well. Right here, it's the GPK, but you can see that it looks like one of the classic GPK comics on the card backs, or sticker backs. Although I don't think that's a sticker. And then the wacky packages, or as they call them, the wacky attackages, I think is what they're called. Hang on, where is it? Wacky attackages? Yeah, attacky packages. I'm sorry. Attacky packages. Never got into wacky packages when I was younger. I mean, they were funny, but they weren't my thing. I didn't fall in love with the design of a lot of the wacky packages. That's probably would have pulled me in a little further. They weren't my thing. Garbage Pail Kids were absolutely I loved the art direction in Garbage Pail Kids, not so much the wacky packages. So that's the reason why I don't necessarily collect wacky packages. Now, what was so cool is that this is a one of a kind right here in the middle, and I'll show you here. Martian Goo, Planet of the Aliens. It looks like a wax pack of Planet of the Apes. Captain Crash, attacky packages. So fun. And then almost like Booyah baseball cards down here. This is, I was going to mention, when I was taking the sets apart, there was a one that was wrapped in cellophane, and I was trying to pull it apart and accidentally damaged. You can't even see it. Even if I held it closer, you couldn't see it. I damaged the card. So I mailed them. I'm like, hey, I accidentally damaged this card. Could I get a single card replacement? And they said, sure. So I'm getting that replaced. What I'm going to show you here is the back, and show you, this was something I was not even expecting at my pledge level. An actual printing plate used to manufacture Mars Attacks Occupation concept card number 32 magenta. This plate is a one-of-a-kind collectible. So that plate goes back to, you saw it briefly, if I can find the number, 14, 23, 32. That plate printed all of those right there. So I have the original of that, like the true original. Kind of neat. I wasn't expecting that either. Going on, we have other like sports type cards. Aliens, like Martian, Snarl Malone, Guard, Martian Muller, like sports cards, sports trading cards. Kind of cool. And then, coming towards the end, I believe, we've got what they call all-star sketch artists. So they are featuring the artists. The sketch artists, and telling you a little bit more about them, background. Really nice to have in this particular set. Really liked how this really came together. And then ending up with Then and Now, because Mars Attacks is not new. Nicole, how am I doing? You let me know. If I'm not doing it right, you just let me know. I'm geeking out over this stuff. I want you to geek out with me. So it kind of compares and contrasts. There's Dinosaurs Attack, I believe. Yeah, Dinosaurs Attacks versus Mars Attacks. And so that ends up the series. I don't know if Eric even knew there was a Dinosaurs Attacks. Kind of violent trading cards, but they weren't necessarily meant for youngins. I'd probably back another Topps project in a non-sports trading cards. I'd probably do it. Topps did a wonderful job. They were excellent communicators. They did beyond a stellar job with production, beyond a stellar job with bonuses. And like I said, I would hope that they would take them to other Topps-driven fandoms, printed fandoms, because I'm a fan. I think it's kind of neat, having my own Mars Attacks binder. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If I missed anything in there, or if it was not seen like you would have wanted to see it, that was not done intentionally. I'm going to go ahead and move on back to my patrons. And, well, even though my back has been to them, they're with me, they're at my back. You can become a patron and get me to do the things that you want me to do. Get me to answer the questions you want me to answer. Head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up right now. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.